What is going on, everybody? I think we are live. Let's find out. We will find out. It is telling me that I'm live. What's going on? There we go. All right. YouTube always gets me. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is, but YouTube, for whatever reason, this whole go live on Zoom sometimes totally gets me. Anyway, hope y'all are doing an awesome day. Today, we are going to be talking about high ticket coaching packages, high ticket coaching programs. And specifically, we're going to be talking about what they are, how you can create one, and how you can go out there and make money with one. If you don't know who I am, welcome to my channel. My name is Super Sid, the Marketing Shaman, and I help coaches and healers create their first or their next 10K paydays using a profitable presentation in 30 days or less. So what is a 10K payday? That is where you go out there and you generate $10,000 for your coaching or your healing business using a profitable presentation in 30 days or less. What is a profitable presentation? Well, profitable presentations, we're going to go out there in a virtual event or a live event. We have 4 specific events that we work with our coaches on, where you go out there and put on a presentation, what we call a profitable presentation, where you go out there and help people by actually helping them solve a problem at that workshop, at that masterclass, right? At that summit or at that challenge. At that virtual event or live event, you actually help them solve that problem. And then after you help them solve that problem, we have a very unique way that we then transition into going in there and making multiple sales with our profitable presentations every single week. We look at doing these profitable presentations consistently and building momentum each and every week and each and every month so that we can have multiple opportunities to find people and attract people who need our help. Today, we are going to be talking about, high ticket coaching programs, because a lot of times at the end of your profitable presentations, you're going to be transitioning right into selling, right, a high ticket program. Now, I actually brought some props with me today. I'm super excited. So even though I wish I had a gold microphone like this, and I had glitter on my microphones that got all over my hands, as you could probably see. I love these, and we keep props all around, but I'm super excited about some things we got coming up, here, and these gold microphones have something to do with that. So be on the lookout for some gold microphones here very, very soon. Because these gold microphones are going to be traveling all over the world, helping bring coaches and healers together so they can go out there and help more people, create more impact, and ultimately more coaches and healers can create 10K paydays faster than they ever thought possible. So I'm super excited about these, but you'll be learning more about these gold mics very, very soon. But I like using props. These are gold glitter mics. All right. Anyway, now I got gold glitter all over my hand, but that's the best part. All right. So anyway, let's dive right in to the content today. So we're going to be talking about, right, how to create high ticket coaching program, which is what we talked about here. Coaching packages, put package, program package, same thing. All right. So what is considered high ticket? So the first thing, is how much money, what's high ticket? Okay. All right. So when you're looking at high ticket programs, now there's going to be a lot of different, people in regards to this, right? Thinking high ticket be this or high ticket be that. I classify high ticket as anything over $1,000. Yes, I know, we're in some crazy times right now, but there's always, like, when you're looking at high ticket, I value the high ticket based around a lot of factors. But then, high ticket, right? In my opinion, if someone's going on the internet and they're spending 4,000, 4 figures with you or more, I consider that high ticket, because typically when you get into someone spending thousands of dollars with you, you look at actually showing up in some manner. I consider that high ticket. Now, for our coaching program, we have high ticket programs that are ranging anywhere between 3 and 30,000. So there is a variant, and I'm going to talk to you today here in some of the next segments around, where does that kind of fit? However, if it's $1,000 product or more, I'm like, okay, well, we can consider that a high ticket, because not every, even though you might believe there's a lot of people, millions of people are out there buying stuff for thousands of dollars online every single day. However, if you really take a look at the grand scheme of things and how many people might be online a day, that number is going to shrink a lot faster than you think. So, when we look at considered high ticket programs, I like wrapping that around a number. And then of course, wrapping that, of course, around the behavior. But the number that I always look at in regards to high ticket, again, I'm not saying this is the number that is the number sent down from the heavens and you have to follow this. This is the number that I like to follow because it just makes it easier for us to track. And the way we do that is we track it by 4 figures. Some people might consider it 5 figures, but not every coach has a 5-figure or wants a 5-figure business or a 5-figure offer. Right? Because there's a lot that comes along with a 5-figure offer. There's a lot of things. It's not just, oh, I'm going to do some calls with you, for most coaches. So like what we want to look at is like, what is that high ticket? So I believe, and how we track it at our company is a high ticket will be anything over 1K. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the only way. I'm not going to sit here, but at the end of the day, when you're answering this question or anybody's answering this question, you have to look based upon a variable and what we classify as a KPI. So key performance metric, key performance indicators, what KPI stands for. So ultimately, right, I do that based on the $1,000. So like anything that we sell over $1,000 at one time, meaning one payment, they're paying me $1,000 or more in one payment. We consider that a high ticket purchase. And that's how we measure it when we're looking at our profit and loss, when we're looking at our percentages, when we're, on our monthly reporting and, when we're really breaking down our numbers, we have to look at high ticket stuff sold. And we want to make sure that we look at like the velocity, the speed, how long does it take from someone to see it, to purchase, like all of that. And we have to have a variable, and our variable is 1,000. But at the end of the day, I think picking the variable and having a variable that you're looking at and that you're measuring in your company is more important than like what is considered a high ticket offer. Like, are you actually measuring stuff in your company? Are you looking at your company every single week and saying, okay, I had X number of leads, I had X number of conversations, I had X number of calls, or, X number of presentations, I had X number of, connections, meaning that like, I connected with people at a presentation, I might have had a strategy call with them or something like that, whatever, but like, are you literally like keeping track of all these numbers, and are you working down off of these numbers? Because I think a lot of people's eyes will be opened when they look at numbers, right? And they look at measurement, and they look at, okay, well, in my head, this, instead of looking at, okay, in my head, I know this is what I should do. You're looking at what you're doing or what you've done, and you'll realize a lot of times there's this massive gap. And what we want to look at is how can we create an execution plan that is A, not going to run us into the ground, but B, how can we create an execution plan that's going to be healthy for all involved, as well as it's going to be measuring, right, key indicators inside of our business. And one of the key indicators, of course, that you're always going to want to measure is money and how fast it's coming in and how fast it's going out. Okay. But when you look at a high ticket program, the measurable and metric that we like to use is based off the price, and the price is 1K. All right. So let's talk about the value ladder. So next segment, we call the value ladder. So this is kind of a big part. We're going to be talking about a lot about the value ladder today, mainly because the value ladder is, in my opinion, where a lot of this stuff is going to connect. I think this is really going to add a visual for you all that is going to help you all see, right, where high ticket offers fall, but also that high ticket offers are a lot easier than you might think. A lot of the times, because your high ticket offers are going to be your same solution, solving the same problems, except the experience is going to be a little bit different. Okay. So what is a value ladder? Well, let's draw it out first. Okay. So a value ladder is going to look like something like this. And then you're going to have like steps in a value ladder. Okay. So ultimately what you want to look at, right, is you're a coach. So as a coach, you're going to kind of sit on this. I'm going to draw kind of this line here. Call this kind of like an ascension line. You're a coach. Okay. Now, ultimately, right, people are going to have a problem. Okay. So the problem is going to sit, either one. Problem's going to sit, say here. Okay. Actually, this would be problems. And then this one would be speed. So we have like problem here and then speed, right? Or either or, I don't think it really matters, but like we have problem and speed on either or of the graph, right? So ultimately, I'm not saying the problem is any different, but what we, well, either or, I'm not getting this backwards, but anyway, like, one side's problem, one side's speed. What we'll realize is that it's the same problem that we're solving, but ultimately the more money they pay is usually based around the speed or the experience in which they have it. So as a coach, right, you play this guide. So you kind of look at this dotted line here. And then ultimately up here, you have what you help them get to. So, we don't just help coaches make money. We have a very, very specific measurement and measurable, right? We help coaches create 10K paydays in 30 days or less. And then, for people that work with us, at high ticket levels, we ultimately not only help them create a 10K payday, but a series of 10K paydays leading them to a 6-figure business over the course of 1 year, right? So ultimately, right, when you're looking at your value ladder, ultimately what you want to see here is that you're helping people get to a goal, target, surface desire that they want. Ultimately, you're going to play as a coach. You're going to play as what's a guide helping them get there, right? Help them get there as a guide. And then ultimately, right, you're going to have a series of things that they can purchase that can help them get there. Here would be lower ticket, maybe this is going to be mid ticket. This would be main solution. This would be right high ticket. So when you look at these, before you go into any types of products, right, we'll have, say, low ticket, right? I'll say mid ticket, core offer, right, high ticket, right? And obviously your value ladder it doesn't have to be 4 steps. They don't have to have 4 things. I know people that have very successful value ladders with 3 offers. But one of the great things about your value ladder is when you have a value ladder out there in some form, your value ladder is going to allow you to create buckets that you are going to constantly be able to go out to and create buckets and list of people that you're going to constantly be able to reach out to and ultimately look at helping, right, in the near future. So what's really cool about your value ladder is your low ticket, that could be your free level, right? This could be like your free level. This could be your channels, your YouTube video like this one, where people can come and they can get free content from you. This could be, free lead magnets that you have, right? Where maybe you have a guide, maybe you have a checklist, maybe you have, maybe you have like a masterclass of some kind and, that you're giving them that's going to help them get from point A to point B, and it's free, but ultimately the only thing they got to give you is they got to give you their email so you can get put on their list and you can be inviting them to your next presentations. This is very popular. We do this all the time right here with our coaches and with ourselves. Your mid ticket might be, a home study, right? It's a very popular mid ticket where you might send them over a course, and that mid ticket might only be a few $100, or maybe even it's $100, whatever it might be, but it's mid ticket. It's still helping them solve usually a piece of the bigger problem, but again, it's low ticket might help them solve a piece of a bigger problem. Like, pieces or one of these kind of like, think of one of these is milestones. So you might have multiple lead magnets that are helping, people with each one of the milestones to get up there. So example, we have 9 milestones at Life Coach Launch. Our first and that's built off of our pillars. So our first pillar is identification. There's 3 in there, right? You're going to have your who or your perfect avatar. We talked to you about your solution and your perfect avatar. You're going to have your messaging and you're going to have your offer, right? When we get into profitable presentations, we have your positioning, your marketing, and your presentations. And then when you get into impact, we have what's called presentation stacking and sales. And referrals and and basically we call it referrals, testimonials, case studies, and stuff like that. So you look at all of those, I could, have 9 free things around all of those things, right? And those could be free things. I could have, and then, we could have checklists, we could have workbooks, we could have, ebooks, we could have, master classes, webinar, live workshops, automated. There's so many things, right? I mean, like, go with what you like and what works best for you. I mean, don't make this any harder than it has to be. The next thing you might have, like I said, you might have a home study course, right? Now, for a lot of people, and especially where I believe a lot of things are going right now, is in your core offer. It could be a lot of things. Like our core offer is an event. Now, it's a group coaching program within an event, but it's an event, right? So like ours is what we call our 10K payday. We run it 4 times a year, but your core offer is going to be like if people were looking at you, right, and they looked at, this is what they do, and this is usually where I go get that help, right? And like, this is the first place I would go get that help. That's your core offer, right? So like for us, it's coming to our 10K payday events. And our 10K payday events is around our idea of helping somebody within 30 days go out there and create a 10K payday with a profitable presentation. They come and hang out with us, live. We rent a house, we have an Airbnb, we go get an Airbnb, we do it, all over. We live in Texas, so we do it all over the state of Texas. We invite people to come in, we're live, we're together, for 4 days. We're working with you on every step. We're giving you a plan, and we have more people having more success from those, than anywhere else, because that's our core offer. That's where people come, right? So ultimately, like, I would ask you, what is your core offer? It doesn't necessarily have to be group coaching, but a lot of people's are, but it can be group coaching, it can be a live event, right? Kind of like it can be a mix, it can be a retreat. But what is the main thing that you sell? Because that main thing, that core offer needs usually is the first thing you want to focus on. And until you're getting yeses and consistency on that main thing, do you ever want to go here, or go high ticket? We want to make sure that our main thing, our core, is people getting yeses to. I think a big mistake a lot of coaches will make is they'll get a couple of yeses, or they, or they'll sell their soul to get a couple of yeses so they can go and work on this, but they really haven't ironed this out yet. And since they haven't ironed this out yet, this is just going to cause them twice as much headache, or this is going to cause them twice as much headache, but now it's going to cost them 15 times as much headache. Right. So like, I think, what is your core offer? And in regards to your core offer, before we even, your core offer can still be considered high ticket, because it doesn't have to be, our core offer is high ticket. It's over $1,000, coming to a 10K payday event's over $1,000. We consider it a high ticket, but it's not our highest ticket, right? It's not our mastermind where you come hang out with us for a year and spend 30 grand, right? So, I think that's, the big thing here. And where you want to start is you are always wanting to start with that core offer. We didn't start with a mastermind. We actually started with now what's called an intensive program. And it wasn't even called the intensive program when we started. We called it the 100K Wolf Pack. And it was right underneath the 1K mark. But I wanted to go out there and test it out. This was close to a year ago. So we started making offers. I knew what we needed to do, but I need to go out there and I need to start making offers and need to figure things out. So we started with one offer. Once we started getting we had like 15 people come through the Wolf Pack. Once we had that happen, then we were like, okay, we got something that's sticking. Let's start building this out. So that's when we started going back down here and started building out a couple free things, and then started building out our mid-ticket, built out our mid-ticket, sold it, proved that. We've had hundreds of people go through these. And then that was when we decided to build the high ticket, and we're in the midway through our first year with the high ticket. And, it couldn't be going any better, but it all started because we built out the core offer first. So one of the things I really want to make sure you emphasize is your core offer is not a series, is not a different offer, right, than say your high ticket or anything else. It's the exact same thing. The only thing that changes here is the experience and the speed at which they get the solution that they want. So like your core offer, right? Like they're coming and hanging out with us at a 10K payday, but they don't have us like immediately, and they don't have us for a year. So like, the experience here is the big thing in our high ticket, because you don't just get one 10K payday, you kind of get 4 events and you come to a 10K payday. So you have us throughout the entire year, through Vox. And we help you build out your team. Like we really take the business, we really take a lot of the technical stuff out of the business. And that's a cool thing, because they get to kind of figure out who they are during that year and kind of step into their superpower, while we just kind of take care of all the mindless activity and help them hire, help them build the team, and help them build what they want. So every day they can just step into it. That's the experience we create. So we take out a lot of that problem, a lot of that questions, and we just say, no, this is what works. This is the model, follow this. And then we're like, here, we're going to set up everything for you. You just need you to show up. And that takes a lot of stress out for them, but it also allows them to build a muscle throughout that year that's going to carry them. So even after the year's over, right? Right. Whereas the 10K payday is kind of like, for us, it's kind of like the intro to that. Come and have a taste of what it is like in our mastermind. Right. So it's just all how we create it. But your core offer is got to be your first offer. So my question would be is, what is your core offer? How are you selling it? And ultimately, right? Like, is it selling? Like, take a hard look at it. Is it selling? How much revenue have you generated in the past 3 months? How many yeses has it taken to get that revenue? And ultimately, like, is it the only offer that you're selling, or is it one of many and you maybe feel a bit stretched thin? Maybe you should be putting all your effort around a core offer, get, a lot of yeses around that, and then start building out more offers based around the same offer. Again, your core offer. So like, our core offer, again, 10K paydays. It's around helping people get to 10K paydays. Right? That's the big idea here. But everything that we offer people is around this idea of a 10K payday. Come and create a 10K payday in 30 days or less. They get our free lead magnets. It talks about creating a 10K payday. It might only be one of these milestones, but I'm talking about how it's a piece to doing that. The mid ticket, come and get life coach launch. It's basically going to be a 10K payday event, right? That is going to be all digital. But it's me giving you the training in a virtual, and then you get a group coaching program with that. And then you also get what's called the profitable presentation party for a year, which is where we put on 4 profitable presentation parties and walk with you. So like, through 30 days of putting together your profitable presentation and making money with it. So that's what's really, really cool. I mean, like, there's so many really, really cool things. It's just, they don't get the live component, right? So like, this is all digital component. So when they start getting the live component, when they start working with us live and they get to be with us and we get to work with them and our teams, that's really our core offer. But we had to start here, right? Our first offer we ever made, the first money we ever made was this core offer. We invited someone to our house and we said, hey, I know they came here, they wanted some help. We invited them. We said, hey, we got this thing. We want to come out with it. We want you to be the first one. We're going to give you a crazy deal. Come out here. And we gave him a crazy deal. And he came out here and we ran through the process. And in the first 30 days, we proved what we said. And so when we came out again, we had proof. It wasn't just us talking about it. And we just sort of built it up that way. All right. So now that we have went through the core offer about as much as we can twist and go through it, let's talk about adding value to your core offer. How do you add value, right, to all of this? So how do you add value to make it a high ticket offer? There's two ways, right? Experience and speed, in my opinion, right? You can add more of an experience to it. So like for me and Tiff, like again, when it comes to these gold microphones, someone opening this and getting a gold microphone and me telling them a story about it and why it means so much and how it could mean so much for them if they remember that if they have this gold microphone, like those are the types of stories that stick with people. Because those types of stories, right, can help develop behavior or a habit. Or those types of stories are going to be those stories that people always remember, and it does nothing but lift their emotion. If you help them lift their emotion within the story, right, you win. You help them feel better. What I mean by lifting emotion is you help them feel better. You help them believe that they can. So when you're adding value to your offer, right, add value offer or program or package, whatever, right? Or I'll make sure to put pack program because the title of the YouTube says program. So I want to make sure we talk together. But how do you add value to your offer or program? Two ways, right? Either experience or speed. So if someone comes to me and they're like, I'm about to run out of money on my business. I need you to help me. Like, I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to test. I need to make 10K in 30 days. I need to follow your plan. Can you help me do it? Okay. Well, they're going to come in and I'm going to help to give them speed to make sure that the first time we do it is get some 10K. They're going to pay extra for that. That's not a core offer. They're going to pay extra, right? Because I'm not just meeting them at the 10K payday for them to come. That's already scheduled on the calendar. I'm taking time, right? And basically coming and giving them exactly this, but I'm giving them speed. So that speed increases cost. Experience is another one. This is what's so great about masterminds. My wife and I run a mastermind called the Freedom Path. Year-long mastermind. You come to 4 events with us all over the country. We go all 4 corners, right? We went to Broken Bow for the last one. We hung out in Native American land. We were out there by ourselves. Like we didn't have anybody within miles of us. And we were actually able to really just not only work on our businesses, but also connect with ourselves, connect with nature, and really reset. We were there for 4.5 days, right? So, we spend 4.5 days. When we get there, right, there's all this planned stuff. Our whole thing is around opening the mind and stretching the mind. We believe that a mind stretch can never come back to fully being the same again. You cannot unsee what you've seen. So what I mean by that is if we can create an experience where they maybe have never had that experience to then help give them an emotion they've always wished they had but didn't have, that could be some of the most powerful stuff that you can give people because it's going to give them a memory, it's going to give them an energy to remember, and it's going to give them something to come back to. One of the biggest things we talk about in our mastermind is creating your world and stepping into it. I honestly look like a hula hoop. I get up in the morning and I'm stepping into the world, and a great kind of movie. If you ever saw Finding Neverland with Johnny Depp, there's a scene in that movie where his, wife, he ends up divorcing. A movie's about Peter Pan, the story of Peter Pan, but there's a scene in the movie where his wife walks into her room, he walks into his room, and his room is like all colorful, and it's like walking into a rainforest, and her room is all like dark and dingy. And, it kind of comes into, I don't even know how I got on a tangent, but I did. How do you add value to your offer? You add value to your, because I was talking about the experience. But you add value to your offer because you're able to add an experience that is always remembered, right? Peter Pan is one of the greatest stories, in my opinion, ever written. people remember it 100 years later. There's other stories just like it. There's Native American legends out there. I just put up a story, Native American legend here on this YouTube channel around the story of the two wolves. It's been around for centuries, right? You know, what's so cool about that is that experience, right? The story of the two wolves is a 4-minute story. But the experience and the impact that I gained in that story ties me back to, you know, remembering and wanting to use the knowledge of that story over and over. How can you add, right, that? How can you make your offer something that lasts a lifetime, something that people 30 years from now remember? You do it through experience, the experience that you provide them. There's a lot of ways that you can add experience. You know, one of the ways that we add experience, besides like taking them around, you know, with Airbnbs and stuff like that, and taking them all around the country, is we give them monthly boxes and we give them an experience, you know, really something from our hearts. And it's not just letters and t-shirts. I mean, like, you know, there's lots of things that we send, but we send them stuff and then we have them film it. And then we put together a video for them so that then at the end, you know, they can kind of watch themselves grow through the program. That's something they can keep forever, especially if they cross a breakthrough, right? So like, again, and then crossing that breakthrough, having that experience is an energy that is then created, a trigger that is then formed in the body and in the mind, and something they can consistently go back to. So that way, if ever in the future they feel down and out, they can remember, oh yeah, I'm a baller, right? Look at what I did. That's all comes back down to experience. I think when you look at coaching, you know, it can be very easy to look from, okay, I'm going to get you from A to Z, but people will forget around the experience. Add the experience, you know, and really when you get into your high ticket coaching, that experience is what plays a huge role. All right. So now let's go into creating your high ticket offer. So again, you're looking at that. I kind of went over it a little bit, but I'll touch on the formula that we use. So high ticket offer, right? Create. Writing when you're leaning is not as easy as you think. Creating a high ticket offer. Okay. Now we're going to write it down here. Bear with me. It might be a little small. I'm running out of space, but I'll do 2 columns. Okay. Which is probably what we should do because your program and your offer and the way you're going to position this offer, the way you're going to present it, right, is going to be very, very important. So we're going to talk about this after this segment. But anyway, so we're going to, you know, separate out into 2 parts. So we got X, A, and B. And we got I, E, and R. And I got multiple videos on this channel that break this down, break down the offer formula. For all of you coaches and healers out there, I have, you know, multiple content pieces that will break this down for you even deeper than we're going to go tonight. That'll help you create an irresistible coaching offer that's going to sell like crazy for your business. All right. So again, you know, when you're creating this high ticket offer and you're wanting to create the experience, it's important that we look at the 2 different sides of each offer, right? Or 2 different sides to each program that you're going to create and present that people are going to say yes to and pay you money for, right? You're going to have a proactive side, X, A, and V. You're going to have a reactive side, I, E, and R. What I mean by that is X, A, and V is going to be stuff that you kind of get to decide. I, E, and R is going to be stuff that the marketplace, the prospects, the customers of yours that are going to buy your program get to decide that you're going to be adding to your stuff, right? So the X is going to stand for the name. Okay, what are you going to name it? What's going to be the name of it, right? 10K PayDay is one of our names, 10K PayDay retreat for a core offer. You might not know what that is, but then an A, right? This is where you explain whoever's buying your offer, what they get. So 10K PayDay retreat is going to be, you come and you get the 10K PayDay retreat. It's going to be, a 3.5-day retreat that's going to walk you through exactly how to create a 10K payday for your business using a profitable presentation in 30 days or less with myself and my wife, right? On site live. And then you get a month's worth of support, right? So like, that's kind of me explaining what it is, letting them know. I get to kind of decide that at the beginning. And then the V is the vehicle. So what a vehicle is how it's being delivered. So this is actually a live event. It's a retreat. We have a 30-day event that we do because it's going to be live and then hybrid because we also have follow-up calls with them for 4 weeks to make sure they're hitting the goals they set. But your vehicle is going to be how it's delivered. Is it a group coaching program? Is it a live event? Right? Is it a, is it a home study course? Right? Is it a certification program or course? right? Is it a, is it going to be where they come live? Is it all going to be virtual? Do you send them a login? Do you hop on the phone with them? Like, is it Zoom calls? Is it not? Like, how is it being delivered? I always joke around with my customers. I'm like, are you going to put it in a cardboard box and walk it to their front door? That's a way of delivery, right? But, when you look, so that's going to be, this would be your proactive. So this would be your proactive side. Right. Then we look over here, and this is going to be your reactive. Okay. Some of your I, E, and your R. So if you're looking at something, whether you're going to Walmart and you're buying something, or you're looking at something online for $50,000, or you're getting ready to buy a jet, right? It doesn't matter. You're going to look at it and you say the name, this is what I'm going to get. Okay, this is how it's delivered. The first questions you're going to get about it is going think about it for a second. Think about it. You're usually going to get a question of an internal objection, right? That internal objection is going to be geared around the belief of you believing that you can get this done. So the questions that we want to answer in our packages and our programs and our offers is going to be tied back to an internal objections of, do I believe that I can get this done? Now, here's the best way to get over internal objections that I've found. I've found that when you walk with someone hand holding, that gets over internal objections, as well as telling stories around case studies, right? And testimonials of other people. Because a lot of times that internal is like, they might believe they can't get it done because of this, this, or this. Well, if you go show them 3 case studies because of this, this, or this, that's exactly what they're in. And you show them the process that they took with you, and then you give them that same process, that's going to get them over that internal objection. And we can add stuff like that to our offers all day long, right? Next is going to be external. This one's huge. You're going to see a lot of people adding great things to their external, right? But this is answering external objections. Do I have the resources to get this done? This will knock down the people that will say, oh, well, that's great, and I believe it'll work, but I'm not you, so it won't work for me. Well, what if I gave you all the resources that I have? You think it'd help you work for you, and not only work for you faster than you ever thought before? Yeah. Okay, here you go. Now, when I'm talking about resources, checklist, external, right? Resources, like think about what you might have in your bag or what you have, at your disposal that you can give to them. Now, all of this stuff that we're doing here, all your internal, all your external, your vehicle, everything's geared, right, to display or be presented to them to show them how they can get from point A to point B and show them, right, give them the belief that they can do it, all the resources to get it done, but to help them do the main thing, which is the last part of this, which is to take action. And we call this last piece the reason to take action now, right? And the reason to take action now, stands for usually you adding in bonuses and or a deadline sequence, which is going to help you in regards to, right, getting them to move now. A lot of people, when they get to that I or the E and they look at it, this is awesome, but I don't know what to do. Hey, well, let me give you a reason for you to feel stupid for saying no. Here's a couple of bonuses that I'm never going to add again, never added before. I know you want them. And oh, by the way, you only got a couple of days to take action on this or it goes away forever. Right. So I think that's what's, really, really cool about this, at the end of it. But then, you're sitting here and you're like, Sid, this has been a great video. I love it. How do I make sales? How do I go out there and make money with this thing? I have this great offer. One of the saddest things in the coaching and the healing world that I've found is that there are so many just extraordinary people in the world, extraordinary coaches, extraordinary healers that have some of the most amazing gifts that can only come from our creator. Right. And they don't know how to go out there and find people who need help with them. Right. And what they'll find is that they end up going and giving this away and people don't pay attention. You got to remember, people who pay attention. So it's important to remember that we're in a business. We're not in a charity here. And, charity is all well and good. But when it comes to our business, we make money in our business and we use that money and leverage that money to go and give more to charity. That's, in our opinion, how you give more to charity. That's how you help more people, is that you leverage the active, right, your business, and you allow that money to go and help more people. Because if you allow your money from your business to help more people, you'll be able to not only help people a lot faster, you usually are able to help a lot more people than if you're just helping people with your time and your business. And you're also adding a lot of stressor to your business. I get you want to make connections. Get a lot of coaches want to make connections. We all do. But you can make connections without one-on-one discovery. You can make connections without spending hours upon hours with people who have not paid you money to get your help. And you can do that through experience, which we talked about today. Right. So at the end of the day, I want you to remember that making sales for this comes through the best way we've made sales with this is through what we classify as profitable presentations. We put on consistent profitable presentations, right? Every single week, every single month, somewhere. And we look at inviting people, right, to things, whether it be to our low ticket or mid ticket or core offer or high ticket. We're always inviting them somewhere, usually inviting them to the next thing. And ultimately, right, what we're looking to do at these profitable presentations is actually help people. What we found is that by putting on a profitable presentation, 60 to 90 minutes a week, right, we're able to invite all the people that are attracted to us within that past week, invite them to this presentation, right? And then ultimately, right, help the people that come. And then we have multiple ways that we make sales from these presentations based on what they decide to do around that presentation. And that's what we're doing throughout the weeks in between presentations, right? We're making sales to people who didn't buy at the presentation. We usually make multiple sales at presentations. And then we reach out to people, right, who came or registered. And it's super simple. It's super easy. It's like laid back stuff because we're only reacting based on their behavior saying, I wanted to come. They wouldn't have said they wanted to come if they weren't interested in what you were talking about. So reaching out to someone is super easy. And we have a very unique and specific way of doing this, which speeds up the process and helps you close deals a lot faster. However, all of this stuff, all the sales we made over 250 coaching program sales, package sales last year using profitable presentations, over 100 alone from workshops. Profitable presentations are where it's at, and it's going to help you make a lot more sales for your business. It's going to help you create a lot more impact. And through what we've seen, it's going to allow you to go out there and help a lot of people. My goal for you is that you're able to go out there and create a high ticket coaching program that's going to be able to create an experience for someone that's going to blow them away. Something that's going to be able to go out that you're going to absolutely be able to be proud of, and one that you're going to be able to help a lot of people with every single year. So at the end of the day, we always remember this, right? We all win when we all win. I think it's very important that we always remember to go out there and to make a choice to win today. Why? Because I choose to win, and I hope you choose to win as well. If you like this video and you're brand new to this channel, make sure to click that button below and subscribe. Right? On this channel, we're all about helping coaches and healers go out there and create their first or their next 10K paydays using profitable presentations in 30 days or less. And I'm super excited that you came to hang out with us today. And I hope that you come and hang out again here real soon. So make sure to click that button down there below and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to grab your free Perfect Profitable Presentation Pack, which is down there below in the description. And inside your Perfect Profitable Presentation Pack, what you're going to get is everything that you need to go out there and create your perfect profitable presentation, right? And here in the next day, so you can use it here in the next 30 days to go out there and make money with it. So make sure to go down there and grab your Perfect Profitable Presentation Pack right now. It's absolutely free, and I cannot wait to see you inside. I'm super excited for all the new people that came and watched this video today. I'm super excited for all the new subscribers and all the people that are watching this video now and in the future. I hope you go out there and you make a choice to win. I choose to win. Hope you do as well. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your Sunday.